had enough.
Well, you drove out there into the middle of nowhere and had some sort of loud verbal display challenging ET in general out in the middle of nowhere?
That's what I was doing. I actually had a pistol in my hand at the time. I was really ticked off. When I was having this fit, I was waving the gun in the air, okay, and I had this fit. And at this moment, I said, okay.
He was a Louisiana man named Montaldo. Folks around called him Six Gun Joe. Worked with ICAR, don't you know? Investigating UFOs. Out for a drive with a gal one night, they stopped to check out the reporting site. When an alien lit right there on the ground, he commenced to throwing his weight around. Now, old Six Gun didn't take too kindly to that kind of thing, especially without Vaseline or anything like that, you know. Seriously. Well, Six Gun looked that critter right in the eye and said, "Any last wish before you die?" Yo, reached for his gun, quick as a twitch, and said, "Fill your claw, you son of a bitch." Now a legend spread across the land about this pistol-waving man. But if you're from space or from Earth below, you don't give no lip to Six Gun Joe.
Hey, everybody, good evening, and welcome to this Tuesday night edition of Into the Night with me, your host, Sean Kelly. A couple announcements I do want to make before we continue the show. I am on UPR and Talk Radio 105.3 Mississippi, 107.7 New Orleans, and I'm all excited for being here tonight. We have a special guest. You know, I'm very grateful that he came on. But before we go into our new guest, Miss C.L. Thomas of the Gateway Podcast, her show comes on right after mine at 9:10 p.m. So you know the deal, guys. You know the history. You know the deal. After my show, go over there and give C.L. some love. And her guest tonight, I guess he has a PhD, but his name is Bill Kososlis. That's what I'm reading right here. And I know I destroyed that name. Hey, Heidi, good to see you. Holly, awesome, good to see you. Kevin, good to see you. Kurt, who am I missing? Anybody else in there? Let's see. Who else we got in there? Hey, Miss Donna Compass, good to see you, hon. Thank you for stopping in. So I'm going to get to the show right away. Okay. The gentleman that I asked to come on to be a guest graciously accepted. He is a new member of the UPRN family. Okay. and his show is on right after mine on Sunday nights now. It's Don't Whistle at Night. Okay, his show comes on at 9:10, I do believe. And I am so grateful for having them on tonight. So my people can get to know Dawn pretty good. So um, Heidi says she saw an amazing double rainbow sweetness, and she got a video. That's cool. Looking forward to that. But without further ado, I want to introduce you to my friend Don Yazzie. Hey, Don, good to see you.
Likewise, good to see you too, Sean.
Yeah. So, how's life treating you, brother? How's UPRN talking to you, treating you?
Oh, good, good. Just getting to know. There's a lot of new things with being new with the UPRN. I originally started my podcast to be a faceless podcast, just my voice only, and just have a regular screen in the background. and I got
Okay.
on with the Cat Ward, Miss Cat Ward on hers, and then before I got on hers was hey Heidi. Before hers, I got on with Michelle, and it just blew from there. And hey, what's up, Kurt? What's up, Kurt W? Yeah, it just getting to meet cool people like Kurt and like Heidi and yourself. It's my
Hmm.
circle actually is getting a little bit larger because I'm actually antisocial. I'm actually introvert, and it's really bringing me out from underneath the rock. You would say.
Which is great, man. Which is great.
Yeah.
Uh, do you know Michelle Wilfong? She's from she's out there in Oregon. She's a good person too. She follows the shows too.
Oh,
Yeah, we'll get her
awesome.
to start
Oh,
following
Michelle.
you.
Awesome.
So so tell us about yourself a little bit, please. And your podcast, is it your brother that hosts with you, or is it a cousin?
No, no, we're actually no relations, but we're Navajo, so we're family still. It's
Okay, understandable.
very common last name. My last name is actually supposed to be a little different. It's supposed to be Edekai Yazzie, but my great grandmother she cut that half because the Edekai part means a gambler. So my last name was Little Gambler, and we come from a family of big gambler, tall gambler, chubby gambler, skinny gambler, and then my great grandfather was the Little Gambler. So they were lucky people, I guess, really lucky people.
Well, I'm lucky to have you on here. Heidi says, I always thought they were brothers. Kat let me know that they weren't related. But I, I don't know. I'm just like a little kid on Christmas right now talking to you. And
Yeah, like
I,
with oh no, you're good. You're good. It's totally fine. Because Darren comes from Rama, Pine Hill area, New Mexico, and
hmm
they're a part of us, but they're not like we're not together, but we're Navajo. They're Navajo. We share the same language, same customs, but we're separated. There's a lot of checkerboard reservation, off reservation between us and them. It's
okay.
really beautiful land, that area. And back in the day, during the genocide, when the cavalry, the Mexicans, the enemy tribes were gonna go and round them up, their neighbor, the Zuni tribe, they went ahead. I guess the head guy of that tribe, he knew that they were going to round up all the Navajos, so he ran down to a Rama area, which is not far from the Zunis. Hello, and he told them, he said, "Hey, these guys are going to come and kill you guys. They're going to come and kill you guys." So he gave him some clothes, some headbands, or just however they dressed, and he
hmm
and they taught them some Zuni language, so they can disguise themselves as Zunis.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, so they got spared, and then there's more Navajos further south of them. They were called I can't remember what they were called. I think it was Alamo. So in Navajo, we call them the Rock Eaters because when the enemy scouts and the cavalry were going to their tribe, they threw rocks and stones in their mouth and were crushing it down and chomping it in front of the cavalry. So they just went around and they just let them be. And then from my side of the reservation, hello Joe. From my side of the reservation, I'm from the far west side, so like Minot Valley, Navajo Mountain. Hello, Roy.
Hey, Roy,
Navajo
good
Mountain.
to see you, buddy. And my friend Joni. Go ahead.
Oh, hey, hey, Johnny. Yeah, and so my side, when they all came for us, we hid. We played hide and go seek all across the canyons from Cedar Mesa, Moab, Canyon Country, Canyonland. So we never got captured through there. We never signed no peace treaty. So that's a part of
Oh,
my family that come from that area, and we actually use black magic. We actually used witchcraft as our offense
okay.
and defense,
I
and we
understand.
slept during the day and we moved at night.
Donna is a very good friend of mine. She's with the Shawnee. She's Shawnee.
Oh, awesome!
And she says, hello, I'm a Shawnee descent. And a couple of weeks ago, had the honor of spending time with Terry Windtalker in the Prayer Across America for Peace group of the Navajo. Hey, Randy, good to see you.
Awesome.
Hey, Roy White, I forgot I saw you out there, brother. Good to see you. Yeah, so Donna, she's been a guest on my show. She's awesome, man.
Cool.
She is considered. No, don't yell at me, Donna, if I say this wrong. But she is a maiden of the Watchers or something like that. Um, so Bigfoot. They call the Watchers down in her tribe. They
Oh, the
call
Watchers.
yeah, and with the Bigfoot. So tell me, do you believe? Oh, hold on a second. Heidi says the Navajo Nation on the Four Corners, Utah, Colorado, New Mexico, and Arizona. Have you interviewed or heard of any high strangeness? I have several friends that call it the res.
Oh yeah. What kind of can of worms do you guys want to know? We can go Bigfoot, we can go Goatman, we can go Little People, we can go UFOs, we can go portals, we can go gargoyle, we can go rake, we can go
Go everywhere, huh?
Belly. Oh man, just I know I'm missing something. So, and Ouija board experience, I have that crazy story and seeing ghosts my whole life, and
Same here,
um,
brother.
yeah,
I do paranormal investigate. I've been doing it for over 30 years. Um,
man.
so let's start off with skinwalkers. Okay, can you give us a little background on
Yeah, it's
skinwalkers? What your experience with skinwalkers are?
oh you know, it's they didn't tell me and like all these things that I'm sharing these days until I got a certain age where my family were involved with that as well. From my grandfather's side to my mother's side, even to my father's side. So, all of us on the western side of Navajo Nation, we all hid, and we all descend from the ones that decided not to sign no peace treaty, go to no reservation. So we were just hiding all in these canyons, all the way down to the Grand Canyon, and we're second place in hide and go seek championship. Bigfoot's number one. And he's always been around, and he actually protect us a lot of times when the cavalry came and surround us. He actually
Mm-hmm.
scared them off, and he actually bought time for us to escape during the night. He would crawl around the cavalry's camp in circles, screaming and crying, while we made our escape through the back door at night.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then there's this part where, so just circumstances like that, and yeah. So it just really depends on the person that wants to talk about skinwalkers. But me, on the other hand, I go on the route where I'll I'll tell you, like stories of, we use that for offense, and it was
Okay.
for gathering intel, and it's for spying, and
Okay. Okay.
it was our first line and last line of defense. And
Mm-hmm.
whenever we would see enemies come, the Utes, the Pueblos, the Mexicans, the Mormons, we would already know. So he would come back as a messenger. So his original name is the Messenger. So
Oh,
that
okay.
was his duty. So we had 5 branches within the duty of our warfare. So the first one is the messengers. That's the skinwalkers. The second one is the weapons maker. That's the bow, spear, shield, you
Hmm.
know. And then the third one was the raiders. So that's the different type of warfare. They go and raid. They raid cattle, horse, sheep, and their goal is not to kill anybody and not to be killed. And we call them watchers, not Bigfoot, because they're protecting other people. Yeah, yeah. They do that still to this day. Like on my podcast, we had a guy. He had a cousin brother who was missing for 3 days, and during his days missing, these 3 Bigfoots would come up to him and give him berries, and would be
Really?
around him all night. Yeah, and then
Oh,
on
wow.
Apache reservation, I was speaking with one of my good friends. He's a former San Carlos Apache police officer, and same deal. Like a guy would get stranded out in the middle of nowhere, and he lays underneath railroad ties, like a bridge overpass,
Yeah.
and a Bigfoot would shake him and wake him up, say, "Hey, you need to get out of here. If you stay here, they're never gonna find you again. There's something that comes around that's really dangerous, and they're never gonna find you." And so he walked him to his grandmother's house, told him to lay at that truck, and told him, "That woman here, this is her house. She's a nice lady. You don't do anything to her. If you do, I'll
Right.
come and find you." And he was speaking to
Well,
him in Apache language.
really? Oh,
Uh,
wow.
yeah. So he
Um,
speaks to us in Navajo language too. And when he does, he sounds like an old man, raspy voice.
that's cool. So let me ask you this. Now, Bigfoot, skinwalkers, cryptids, they seem to get a bad name, with with us, okay? The White Brothers, okay? I guess you want to call them that. Why do you think they're more protective of the Native Americans? May I ask?
Oh man, always thought that. Like
What's that?
so I always thought that, like that's a really good question that still is in the back of my mind because, investigating Sasquatch for the past 8 to 9 years, I have stories that will make your hair stand up, and I have stories that will, make you think that he's a forest friendly giant because I've seen both sides, and I'm a survivor as well of him in my first encounter, and he tried taking my family member. And as a kid growing up, he was trying to get into the trailer. We would see his hands from the window trying to scoop us,
Right.
and he'd be running around on all fours. So he scared the crap out of us more than a few times. But as I went around the reservation, and I met some people where they're very close on making intelligent contact with him. A family. There's
Oh,
multiple
really?
families all over the reservation, probably thousands of them on the Navajo Nation, thriving. And there's this family in this area where he likes to play prank on them. They have to go to the Porter John, the outhouse, which is about typically 75 to 100 yards away.
Right.
So the ladies would go together while they're walking on the trail. They think it's a bush on besides the trail, but it's actually a little Bigfoot, a young juvenile that
Really?
he makes himself small. Yeah, he makes himself small. When they're walking by, he grabs their legs and he runs off on all four. Yeah,
Oh
I
my
can't remember the
gosh.
name. Yeah, I can't remember the name they gave him. And then there's a mama. Then there's a big daddy. He's like about 15 to 14 feet tall, and his name is George. So
George.
yeah,
How'd
and
you
then
how'd
other
you come up with George?
no,
How'd you
no,
come up with
that's the family's name they gave him. The mother, the dad, the
Oh,
daughters.
okay, okay,
So
okay.
yeah, they gave that Bigfoot that name. And then the other on the other side of the mountain, they say that another laser, that's my hairy boys, you know. And we have another story of the genocide up in Spider Rock, Canyon del Muerto. So that canyon, there was a massacre that took place. The soldiers shot up lot of women and children, elderly people with a cannon in the cave. So that cave is very, very haunted to this very day. So, those guys died and perished in that cave, and then there's a huge rock face that goes straight up. If you Google it, look up Spider Rock, Cain de Muerto, Navajo Nation. So those guys took refuge up the very top, and the
Oh, wow.
cavalry and the Ute scouts surrounded them at the bottom, and they're sieging them probably like man, they were sieging them for a while. I think over a month, and they're wondering
Hmm.
why they haven't come down. They're thinking they're starving them, they're thirsty. Like they haven't drank any water, but during the night they would bring down a young Navajo girl. They would bring her down, and she would get scoops of water, and she would take it
Oh,
up as
okay.
a human chain to the very top. And at another time, they would let her down at night. She would run across the canyon, climb up all the way 1,000 feet up the canyon face wall to juniper forest, and she'd be collecting juniper berries and then bringing them back up before the sun comes up. And they noticed that she was getting faster. She was bringing back bags, and these bags were woven by hands, a finger and a thumb, like very intelligent. And
Right.
they asked her like, who's making these bags for you? Who's collecting all these juniper berries back? You're doing it too fast. How is this possible? And she told him, oh, my grandpa. This is all in Navajo, of course. She's like, this is my grandpa's helping me. They're like, who's your grandpa? Well, he's a hairy man. He knows what's going on over here. He's been watching us the whole time. He knows that they're killing us all and they're trying to take us away. And he's collecting juniper
Ah,
berries and weaving these bags for me. And when I climb up to the very top, they're all placed right there. So I can just
okay.
grab them and come back down and make my way back to you. And
Ah,
then,
okay. So that's the reason why. That's the reason why, because you guys, at the native, what's a good name to say without, disrespecting the Navajo?
oh, just say Dene or Native American,
Okay,
either
okay,
or Navajo, it's okay. We've been called a lot worse.
okay. I don't want to do that because you're a good person. You're a good
Thank you.
person, dude. Um, so like Donna was saying, that the Bigfoot are called the Watchers for her
Mhm.
Shawnee. Okay, and they do what they do is, oh Lord, what they do is watch over the people. And
Mhm.
she was saying also that like there's 6 or 7 different clans of Bigfoot around where she
Oh,
lives.
wow. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
CL wants to know, do you have a death whistle?
Yeah. Aztec death whistle.
What's
Yeah.
a death whistle? Can you
It
explain that, please?
um from one of our partners out in Texas, he used the Aztec death whistle and he got a bluff charge, a Sasquatch charging after him and a partner. And that's
Okay.
going to be on an upcoming episode that's going to come out, Southwest Bigfoot, and then mine, Will, and Adam's coming out following. That's Navajo Nation Bigfoot, and this is going to cover everything we're talking about and more. But
Okay.
um, sorry, can you repeat your question one more time? I just wanted to do a little
What?
promotion there.
What? Yeah, not a problem. What is a death whistle?
Oh yeah, yeah. So he got really great response from that, and I've been using it for the past year, and all I've been getting is cries from a ghost or chatter from people that you can't see with your eye, and you feel and you hear and you can feel a touch. So from my experience, it brings out things that we can't see, and you hear
Okay.
voices all around. And I've done that with my daughter, my son, my other nephew, my brother-in-law, and everybody all the time. And only one time we got Bigfoot's response. coming back from a mountain, and like about 9 minutes later, 5 minutes later, he does another scream and he's closer. And then on the side of us, all these, or we have coyotes going around. So I'm hearing Bigfoot. I'm like, this is the guy I'm here for, Sasquatch.
Hmm.
And we hear a man from down the creek by World War Park yelling, and it turns into a coyote.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, so it's try it at your own at your own risk. It's
Yes.
I stopped using it. It definitely changes the mood. It's
Would
I'll
it
think
be considered like a pendulum or a Ouija board or
they
uh,
well the Aztecs from what I know, the Aztecs used it as from psychological warfare or bringing the dead out, the undead. And the Navajos, we have something very very similar that not many people know about at all, which I'm going to share
mhm.
here with you guys. This is Jim here. Um, so the Aztec death whistle, we got the similar thing, but we use eagle bone, and
Ooh.
where the eagle does his cry, that part of the bone. And when you hear that, um, that means it means a lot of things. Depending on what you're doing, if you're going after them, the skinwalker, you're going after them, you're hunting them down. You hear the scream that tells you to turn around, go back the way you came. Don't look back at all,
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
because whoever is using that is the top level of sorcery, is a death dealer.
Oh,
So
oh God. Mhm.
yeah, so that's one of them that we know that's the most highest level. So if it doesn't make that death whistle scream like a horrible woman screaming, then it's a lower level. So you have to know the
Okay.
different levels, because these are all people that have magical supernatural powers that
Right.
will make that that these guys can do magic, just black magic. It's just
Right.
demonic cult. Flat out, that's what they are. They use human sacrifice. They do. They have to have sex with the dead. They have to drink donkey urine. All kinds of. They have to have sex with
Oh,
their own.
dude.
They have to have sex with each other. The giant groupie in like group sex in caves, like all the same thing that Luciferians do, but just Native American. And then the same things that the
Okay.
Freemasons do, but Native American. So the
Okay.
Hopis, that Pueblo group, us, the other tribe over here, we all have our own different forms of witchcraft, and there
Okay.
is secret warfare that goes on between
I
us,
bet there
and it
is
gets
between
very
the
bad.
different shaman, between the
Yeah,
different
yeah,
shaman with
it
different
gets
groups.
it gets bad.
Um,
Yeah,
Donna, Donna Copus, my friend, she says, "Hey, Dawn, I would love to do a show with you. I think you guys would hit it off. Really, I mean, she's Shawnee, you're Navajo. That would be great. Having you all in the same room, that would be awesome." And
yeah. Oh, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Holly says, "Is that why you call your podcast Don't Whistle at Night?"
There's a there's a lot of things behind that, because when you go whistle at night, you'll bring in the skinwalkers. It's always a master with his apprentice. Same thing Lucas did with the dark side, the Sith Lord and his apprentice. So they're always together. There's always two together. So sometimes there's
Okay.
three. So there's three sometimes, one male, two women. That be the case. So when you're whistling at night, those will come. They'll whistle, but not the scream. There's different, because they'll whistle like a human whistle. You can tell the human whistle, but if it's like a like long, um, it could be a Bigfoot, or it could be skinwalkers, but you can tell from the different screams, because I heard Bigfoot scream, I heard Bigfoot yell, I heard Bigfoot roar, I heard Bigfoot do his whoop. I heard, like, so I can tell the difference between all of them. And skinwalkers are the ones that I shoot first, and I don't ask questions. It's just boom, that's it. And
Foxy Joe says, "I have the utmost respect and reverence for our Native Americans. I believe they hold so many amazing answers to so many things." That I agree with you, Fox. Joe, I definitely do agree with that. Real quick, I want to go to my usual at the bottom of the hour break. So I'm going to play some stuff, and we'll be back in about a minute and a half. Okay, buddy?
Right.
Okay. All right. So we'll see you guys. Like, you know what to do. If you need to smoke a cigarette, do what you got to do. And we will definitely be back within a minute and a half.
The Church of Mavis Radio Show, Friday nights at 8 p.m., 7 Central, starring Jeffrey Pritchett with his co-hosts Wham and Jay McNicholas, right here on the United Paranormal Radio Network, UPRN 107.7 FM, New Orleans.
Welcome to Paranormal Heart Podcast with host Kat Ward.
Welcome to the Outer Realm with Michelle DeRoche and Amelia Pisano. Airing live on the United Public Radio Network, 105.3 FM in New Orleans.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Into the Night with me, your host, Sean Kelly, Tuesday night edition. I want to thank UPRN Talk Radio, 105.3 Mississippi, 107.7 New Orleans. Don't forget, thank you, Heidi. And don't forget, Miss C.L. Thomas, the Gateway Podcast. Hers comes on right after mine. So you know the drill. Need to go over there, show her some love. Okay. And also, my guest tonight is Mr. Don Yazzie. He does a podcast on Sunday nights right after my show. Okay. Don't Whistle at Night podcast. He's new to the UPRN family. He's a good person. I mean, just this past hour, I think we're going to be good brothers, man. You know what I mean? And he's a good person. I could tell his energy coming from him. So Dawn, unfortunately, okay, I usually end up closing my show off about 9:01 p.m., 9:02, so we can get ready for So we got about 15, 16 minutes left on this
Okay.
show.
I still,
Time flies.
yeah. I still have a few things I wanted to add to the
Go
two
right
last
ahead,
questions.
sir. Go
So
right ahead.
going back to the whistle. So that's if you're on the trail, you hear the whistle, that means turn around, and we're not supposed to put our name with it, Skinwalker. We're not supposed to put our likeness with it because we make ourselves a target. And me, I'm always used to being a mark man. So, I like to live life dangerously sometimes. Nothing much scares me, the only thing that really scared the crap out of me was Goat Man. And, so growing up, when you hear that scream, that whistle, that means the shaman, the evil shaman, is coming to take you and eat you and
Mhm.
sacrifice you, uh, just eat you, and all your bones is going to be used for various types of medicine. They would grind your bone and mix it through different with different poisons to blow at you, or touch you on your stomach and play some kind of curse on you, some kind of evil curse, and they'll take somebody. When you hear the scream, that means you better run or put up the fight for your life. And
So how
one
do you
thing
fight? How do you fight? How do you fight a skinwalker?
is so the traditional Navajo, they would use two things. Every Navajo by a fire stove, they have a fire stick, and when you grab the stick, you put the tip of the stick when they're running on the roof. You put this tip of the stick into the fire. You make sure it embers, and you find wherever they're stepping, and you blow on it, and you point to where they're saying, and you say pa pa, and you hear them. Something's pushing them off and pushing them away, and it's making them pause and freeze because skinwalkers has to always be in emotion, fast or hiding. So when you point at them the stick and you say those words, you make sure the tip of the fire it has ember, and that will make them freeze for a few seconds, just long
Okay.
enough for you to put a bullet in between their eyes. And
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
yeah, that's the other one. Then there's another one where if you have no fire but you have ash, make sure it's cedar ash. So every Navajo has cedar ash too. And you grab the cedar ash and you say a prayer. You say a quick chant like a little protection song, and you have the ash at the tip of your thumb. As you're saying it, you have it to your mouth. You're chanting it, and then you flick it like this. You flick it. You see the arrow or the ash. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. You see
That's
the
okay.
ash come off your thumb, and as the ash is going like this and falling down, it turns into an arrowhead. It turns into arrowhead, and it goes after that skinwalker. Say he's sitting on the
Really?
hill. Yeah, you'll see that arrowhead fly right into their gut, and you would hear it connect, and you hear them go, "Ah!" And you would hear them run off or stumble off, and you go up there, and that's when you can track them. That's how you find them. You find out their layers. You find out where they do their magic. They all have a layer in Navajo. It means or you just say hidden home. So you have to find their layer, and the inside is always a crawl space. They have tunnel sections. One part where they process human meat like you would do a deer. The other part they would do magic. Other part place curses, and then another part they would be gathering. Then another part they're teaching the young ones. So then going back to the whistle, don't whistle at night. It draws in the Bigfoot, yes, and while you're whistling, Bigfoot whistles at night too. So if you hear a long whistle that's longer than 25 seconds, that's Bigfoot. But if you hear a whistle
Okay.
that's longer than 15 seconds, that's a human. That's a witch. That's a witch. But if it's longer than 25 seconds, that's Sasquatch. So he's using that to hunt. So there's multiple of them. They're down in the valley hunting. They're coordinating. Player one, player two, player three, player four. Deer's down here. They coordinate. They ambush. They attack. They pull out the back legs of the back socket of the deer or horse or cow or whatever they're looking for. And they go back and they pull out more sockets. Then when the sun goes down, they take them. And
Wow.
when you see the northern lights, you see the green lights in the sky. When you whistle, those lights will come down and they'll find who's whistling. They're gonna take you up.
Really? Oh,
the
wow.
afterlife. Yeah, they'll take you to the afterlife with them
Oh,
because
my God.
on some Native American tribes they say that's the ancestors. So so like there's a lot of different information different tribes have, and it's we're all a Rubik's cube. We have different language, different religious customs. Like for me, I'm not full Navajo. I'm a Ute. Descend from Hopi, descend from Mojave, and we just barely found out that I actually have Spanish and Italian too. So all of us here are all mixed, and
That's
it's all human
crazy,
nature.
man.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
crazy.
just a result of the whole Southwest clash.
Poxy Joe says, yeah, Joe, he did say processed human meat, and he did say that. So, oh my gosh, so Heidi, she knows a cemetery that I want to go see in 3 years because I'm retiring, dude. Okay, and I'm going to head out west. All right, and then I might have to stay a couple of weeks at your place so you can show me because it is so interesting the spirituality of the Native Americans. When I first learned of my gifts, my my spirit guide, he, you ever heard of Black Elk, the Lakota Sioux shaman?
I've heard of
He
it.
was,
Yeah.
yeah, he was mine. And CL says, come out to Vegas. Don't worry, I'll be there, CL. Don't worry about that. I'll definitely come out there, win billions of dollars.
Oh, Vegas. Oh man, I'm just a hop and skip away from there, but I don't gamble anymore.
No, but but that's how I started my spirituality, the Native American. See, my opinion of how I feel is that, thank you, Kevin, um, is that even though you have different names for different, like Tonkashila, Great Mystery, you know what I mean? All the different Grandma Moon, or Grandfather Moon. Uh, I'm a meat cutter, buddy. I'm the one that goes and processes cows, sheep, and all kinds. That's what I do. I'm a meat cutter, buddy.
We have
Um,
3 names for Sasquatch. I forgot to mention that. Three
okay,
different names.
but I
Um,
believe that all religion goes to one Father up in heaven. Do you know what I mean? Do you understand what I'm talking about?
mhm.
Um, everybody goes to Great Mystery.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean by Great Mystery is?
yeah, the God of all mystery.
Yeah, yeah, God. Yeah, the big guy up there.
Hmm.
But I tell you what, I got to come out, and I'm really glad you came on the show because I am just fascinated with the spirituality of, um, well, the Lakota Sioux. Okay, I did in there, and now I'm working with Donna Copus. She's teaching me a little bit of the Shawnee. Okay, and now I got you who could teach me a little bit about the Navajo, which I think is like really, really cool, man. You know. Um, so when did you start? I mean, we got like about 7 minutes. So when did you start actually getting involved? Hunting skinwalkers or talking to Bigfoot. How old were you? Were stories passed on to you when you were a little kid?
Yeah, my family was into the business of hunting skinwalkers, and just capturing them and dragging them different areas and telling everyone who they are, their identity, and 3 days later they would die. So it all started because my family were a part of that society, and we turned our backs to it because they became Christian. And then
Okay.
once they became Christian, they had about 15, 14 kids, and they lost more than half. And
Oh
then
wow.
so my great grandfather decided to go on the offense, and come to find out that it was our own family that were killing their own nieces
Really?
and
Oh my
nephews.
gosh.
Yeah, because it was betrayal going to the Christian God. from leaving the Navajo tradition, because our symbol was one of the highest symbols in the tribe, which is a lightning, one of the
Okay.
highest symbols with power, with gift. Both my great grandparents were gifted people. They were medicine men and women by day, and by night they were skinwalkers, and in between there, they were alcoholics. So they made a huge change, and we so they passed down how to hunt them and how to find them and how to see one in the crowd, and like a little tips and tricks that I wouldn't share because it's not safe. It's not safe at all, and it's just always been passed down from our family how to find them, how to capture them. And
Right.
fear is the tool. That's the key. Fear. If you have fear of the dark, you already lost the battle.
No, yeah, no
Because
doubt, man. I tell all my people that, that's the first thing I say. Do not show fear to the ghost that's inside your house. No fear. If you show
oh yeah,
fear, you're done, man. I mean, you
yeah.
got to put your foot down and tell it like it is. Not compared to skinwalkers, I might say, but I'm just saying for
No.
regular ghosts. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
so what's I'm giving you the final word today, buddy. Kurt says, awesome show. I knew this one was going to be very interesting. Thank you, Sean and Dawn. Much respect for both of you gentlemen. Thank you, Kurt. Have a
Thank you,
great
Kurt.
rest of your evenings and also everyone in chat.
See you guys
Hi,
Sunday.
yes. Yes. Yeah, me first, then him.
Oh yeah. Hand the torch
Hi,
off. Hand the torch off.
yeah, handing the torch off. I'll get some embers and, you know, and
Oh
pass it
yeah.
on. Heidi
Mhm.
says, never ever show fear, even if you are. Donna says, you need to, Donna, you need to have a good show with her, man. She's great. That's the Shawnee lady.
I look forward to it.
Gratitude to you too, Heidi. CL says, hey, Dawn, we'll have to have you come on my show. Her show is right after my show tonight. We'll
Oh,
make a triangle here, dude. We'll make a trilogy.
oh
You got
man.
the Sunday night, and she has the Tuesday night. That would be so cool. But
Oh cool.
I'm going to give you the last word. What advice do you have for people um, if they suspect or there is something, I want to say something evil close to them? What would you want to, what kind of advice would you give? I will, Donna. I will.
Oh, there's we had a medicine man on my show last Sunday. He gave us some good advice where you can have some other tribes they burn sage, that's okay, and you can use holy water, that's fine, and you can also
Hmm.
praise Jesus. That also works. But most of all, one of the things that you can do for yourself is make sure you keep in track of all your clothes. If you see a little tear, rip in your shirt, that's all they need. And make sure your hair, keep in track of your hair, because they can cut it. That's what happened to me. They cut the swirl part of my hair, and I was being witched for I don't know how long, but the end result is my grandmother died, and she took my place. And
Oh,
it's very real. Oh, that's another whole nother story. When I was
okay.
younger,
Oh,
it's
don't worry, man. We'll get you on a couple more times, dude. Uh, Heidi says, "Damn it, I missed last Sunday's show. Definitely watching the replay, Dawn. That's cool.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
no problem.
Heidi's the best, man. Heidi's
Yeah,
a
she is.
Heidi's she is the greatest in the world.
Mhm.
But yes, Dawn, I will give Dawn your info. And seriously, dude, you'd have. I think it would be like the greatest show on earth on UPRN.
Oh,
To be honest with
oh man,
you, I'm being straight.
we're just hanging out. We're just hanging out at the end of
I
the
know
day.
that, man, but we're straight not. I'm straight up, dude. I like you. I really
Oh,
like
thank
you, and
you.
I think you're going to do well here on UPRN. Um, like I tell all the new people, don't don't think any question. Ask us away what you need, how to do it, blah blah. You know what I mean? Because we
Yes,
are
sir.
all here to help you. Everybody in my chat room. even the ones that did not make it tonight. I mean, I call them my guardian angels, dude, because they come and they watch my shows on Sunday and Tuesday nights, and they don't miss a beat. And I mean, I'll have a bad week going, dude, and I tell you what, come Sunday night, all my guardian angels are in the room here, and I feel a lot better. And that's the same way with Tuesday night. But it is 9 o'clock. I'm glad you do, brother. I feel your energy, good energy. Okay, everybody, it's the 9 o'clock hour. So that means we have to get ready for CL at 9:10. Children, if you can, please go to your parents and give them a hug and tell them that you love them. And parents, please go to your children, give them a hug, and tell them that you love them. And if you have no parents and if you have no children, find somebody, give them a hug, and tell them that you love them. Because those 3 words, I love you, go a long way. On that note, Dawn, thank you for being on. Looking forward to your shows. Looking forward to having you back on the show again, brother. Good night, everybody. See you Sunday.